Good day, everyone. So, I was a little bit late for my stream today, and there's a reason for that. It's because I was busy with my workout, which I didn't get done earlier in the day, unfortunately. And I was thinking, oh, what should I stream today? Like, what should my topic be for today? And first of all, I resolved to start setting the topics in the mornings so that I don't have to run through like the preparation, in the evenings. And second of all, I thought, well, why not just do a stream about working out itself, since I'm working out? And so one of the things that's really been bothering me is I look across just people when I see them outdoors or when I see them in the gym, and a significant number of them have no idea what they're doing when it comes to a workout. There's some guys that really know what they're doing. They have years of experience. They're strong, they're fit, forgive me for using the term guys. That's just that's what we do, in the gym. That's how we talk. Anyway, forgive me. So, I just seen a lot of people who just have no idea what they're doing. They have no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. Nobody's ever taught them how to do this. And they just, it's really sad actually to see it. And so I thought, well, maybe I can be a light of inspiration here, since I have years and years of experience working out. And I've had some pretty good instruction, over that time from some pretty, good people. So maybe I could be a beacon of light in this dark world of people who have no idea what they're doing. Okay. So, I guess the first thing, I guess I can use some diagrams. Like, I could draw some diagrams. I'm actually planning to order a stylus and a tablet so I can do instructionals better. But that day is unfortunately not today. So let's go to here. Oh, yeah, this is my thumbnail. Forget that. Okay, so how to work out. Well, first thing that you want to know is, let's say that first thing we should talk about is the types of exercises that you can do. So one type of exercise would be let's see here, high reps, low weight. I guess, I guess there's three types. Let's go through the three types. So there's high reps, low weight. Then there's low reps, high weight. Low reps, high weight. And then there would be what I would consider an endurance workout. So something to that effect. You could call it, I would just call it like an endurance workout, but you could call it something else. You could call it endurance workout. And so in the endurance workout, you're doing very high reps and very low weight. And so the example given here would be like let's say a guy whose job is digging dirt. That's his job in life, is digging dirt. Every day he digs dirt, and that's what he does. And he gets such a strong body that he can lift so much dirt, and he can just do that for 12 hours a day, every single day. He can do that all day long. That would be the example for the endurance exercise. Or, for example, running. You can run every single day. Every single day without fail. And just run and run and run. And you can do that. It's totally fine. Finally. And then another one would be the high reps, low weight. So this one is, you can't do it every day because it strains your body too much to do every single day of your life. But so you have to take breaks. But you can do a lot of reps. You can do like 30 of them because you have low weight. Like you're only doing like 10 pounds or something. You can do like 30 of them. It's fine. And the low reps, high weight. This is where you're doing like 3 or 4 reps, maybe like 5 reps. But you're doing a lot of weight. You're doing like 80 pounds, or 100 pounds or something crazy. And so all of these workouts do something different. They're all a little bit. So first of all, your body has 2 different. I don't know the science on this. So I'm just speaking in terms of common experience. In common experience, your body has 2 different sort of like muscle systems. One of them is a fast twitch muscles, and that is what you're activating here. And one of them is like slow twitch muscles. And so slow twitch muscles, as far as I understand, I don't know if they're tied to the different energy systems. I can't speak to that right now. But in general, fast twitch muscles are giving you a lot of power. But they burn you out fast. Like you can like lift a car with them, like a strong man. You can lift a car with these, but he can't do that 10 times. He can do it once, and he has to rest. Slow twitch muscles are giving you a little bit more. They're giving you more endurance, so you could do like a lot of them. You can use those muscles forever. You can just keep using them over and over and over. And so I believe at some point I'm going to run through an actual tutorial on this. I'm going to look up like the science on it. I'm going to do an actual tutorial. I'm just giving you a little bit of my background here. So this would be like can I draw a running shoe? And this would be like a 10-pound dumbbell. And this would be like a 50-pound dumbbell or something crazy. And so these are the ones I prefer. So these ones, high reps, low weight, this is going to get you lean muscle. This is going to make you look like really cut and really lean. And this is going to get you big muscle. This is going to make you look big. If you want to look big and intimidating and like you're like a huge guy. And often guys with big muscles like that are not very cut, although you can cut, right? So you can build up big and then cut. You cut your weight and then you get cut. So endurance exercises, you can do them literally every day. And so like running, for example, or swimming, the primary muscle that you're working in those exercises is actually not your arms and legs. It's your heart. It's your cardio. It's your heart beating. And your heart can just beat all day long. It can just keep beating. And so you can work out your heart all day long, But your muscles, like your arms and legs, will burn out. You can't strain those. Those can't be the primary strain that you're exercising in the workout, your arms and legs, or else they'll burn out. So this is getting big. This is getting like more of a lean muscle build. So this would be like what a worker has, like a laborer or something, or just yeah. And these guys, endurance athletes, they typically have lean muscle too. Lean muscle, in my personal opinion, is the best because it's the hardest to get, because you have to do a lot of reps. It takes a long time. And you have to commit to it like very frequently, for an endurance exercise with really, really high reps. I mean, you're doing that every single day. It takes a lot of time and you have to do it every single day. And so building up a lean muscle is pretty hard, actually. building up bulky muscle is a lot easier. You could only have to do like 3 or 4 reps. You just push yourself as hard as you can, grunt and groan, and you can get it done fast. You only got to do 5 reps or something, get it done fast. And so there's your reps. It's like how many lifts are you doing in one go? So like I'm doing 25 in a row. Like that's typically what I would do, 25 in a row. If you're going over here, you're doing like 5 or 4 or something. Then there's your RI. This is your rest interval. So this is how long you rest. Interval. Yeah. I'm not the best at writing. Maybe when I get my stylus, it'll be better. Okay, I'm a little bit worried here. Okay, so the person in chat, yeah, I understand what you're saying. So I'm not like demanding that you watch, it's fine. And then there's your sets. So that's how many sets of reps you're doing. So like let's say I'm doing 3 sets of 25 reps. That's like typically what I would do. So like with any given exercise, I'd typically do about 20 reps. I'd have a 2-minute RI, and then I'd have 3 sets. That's like a typical high reps, low weight. That's what I typically do. If you're doing low reps, high weight, typically you only do like for bench press, a lot of guys only do like 2 reps, They do like 2 reps, and that's it, and then they're out. But they'll do like 3 sets or something. But generally, you don't want to sandbag your workouts. So you can change the weight for each set. So like you can start one set with high weight and then step down your weight as you get tired. But generally you don't want to do that. It's bad to sandbag your workouts. Generally you want a consistent weight level, a consistent effort all the way through. And if you're not achieving that, you're doing it wrong. You need to do the earlier sets easier, or you need to turn down your reps. So do a few reps with very high weight if you want big muscle, and do a lot of reps with very low, or not very low, but low weight if you want like lean muscle. And that's what, my opinion, that's like the best. And different people have different builds. Some guys are huge. They naturally gravitate to this because they're just big guys, and they're just, they're really strong. They're powerful guys. And so they go for this. And typically guys like that will have a much larger build. Like you'll see their shoulders. Their shoulders are like big and like bulky. And they'll typically be a little bit stockier too. Although not always. That's like a generalization. Not always. Some of them are just massive guys, And so, certain guys gravitate to this. Certain guys with a more lean build like me, I wouldn't say my build is like small. It's definitely not small. Nobody has ever described me as small. I'm a big guy, but my body type is a little bit more lean. And so I tended to prefer this. I tend to like go for the lean muscle build. And I think it looks better too, but that's just my personal opinion. And endurance exercises are a little bit of a different category. Typically, people doing endurance exercises are like athletes who are doing a sport, like let's say like soccer, basketball, track, or swimming or something, or they're like laborers. They're like let's say your job is like to climb one of those telephone towers, and you got to do that like 5 times a day. Like you're gonna get some strong muscles in your forearms, right? Because you're climbing all the time. That's an endurance workout, and that's going to get you a lot of deep-seated lean muscle. Like if you just shake one of those guys' hands, they'll just crush your hand because they're so strong, because they've been doing it for years, every single day, and it's just layered into them. Like the strength is just layered into them, deep, deep strength. So this is like the best. And these guys, the thing is, they're not always super like big. So you can't even tell when like one of these guys, like they look just like a normal person. They look just like a normal guy, and yet if you like shake their hand, they'll crush your hand. They're so strong. Because the muscle is like deep. I don't know how to describe it. It's like it's deep-seated muscle. It's like they just have the strength. They just have the power. And so I could go a little bit more into that now. So I'm a little bit less experienced with lifting. When it comes to lifting, I was mostly just instructed by other lifters in the gym. I was instructed by a few coaches and some lifters in the gym who just gave me pointers and sort of told me what it's all about. You got your fast twitch, you got your slow twitch, you got your high reps, low weight, your low reps, high weight. So as far as like RI, the advice I can give you for RI is, I think I read online that the optimum RI is like 45 seconds or something. But I just can't do that. I just cannot do 45 seconds. If I try to do another set after 45 seconds, I'm still exhausted. My muscle is still exhausted. It's like out of power. I can't do that. So I gotta take a longer RI. So I was trying like 90 seconds, but it was still just not long enough. And so I resolved, if I want to get this done every single day, if I want to make it a routine and not feel like I'm killing myself every single day, and be like realistic about the workout, I'm going to have to take a 2-minute RI. So my RI is 2 minutes. Although if you're a little bit more serious about it and you're a little bit more ambitious, you might turn down your RI. And that'll strain your muscles a lot, but I think that there's some sort of optimum, and I think it might be a little bit different for different people. But yeah, I have a watch and I'll actually time it. And so you do want it to be a consistent RI, so you are going to need to time it. So I would suggest getting like a watch, like a just something that you can use to time your workout. Did you hear my watch? I just clicked it right now. Yeah. And have that on your wrist. Time your workout. So there's a lot of different things that people do in the gym. They do, like, have you ever seen the ridiculous what's it called? What's that thing called where they're like focusing on explosive power? And so they do all sorts of ridiculous nonsense. Everyone like makes fun of them. I forget what it's called, but people have different routines that they do. But I would suggest this. So one thing that I have to say extremely strongly, this is extremely important, is that when you're doing not endurance, this does not count for endurance, but for these ones, you cannot do the same workout twice in a row, 2 days in a row. You will break down your muscle. Your muscle needs time to rest. The rest is part of the workout. In fact, the rest is the most important part of the workout. So you're going to do it once every 2 or 3 days. I would suggest 3 days. Once every 3 days. Guys who are more experienced and they're more like trying to just maximize their development, they might do it once every 2 days. But those guys are spending like 5 hours in the gym every day. They're like serious about it. The way I do it is it's just part of my routine. It's part of my daily routine. I need to get it done every single day. So I can't do it I can't turn the volume up to 11 every single day. I can't turn the dial up to 11 every single day. Got to keep it a little bit more controlled. So yeah. So I do it once every 3 days. I would highly recommend that, especially for someone who's a little bit new. Once every 3 days, you do not repeat the same exercise every single day, ever. Never do that. That's not how you build muscle. It's not going to work for you. You will see results if you take breaks. Right? Remember that the anime Dragon Ball Z? You remember that? And so in the anime, it shows like 2 different workout styles. You got like Goku, who takes time to rest. He takes breaks. He's he puts in a consistent, even effort every single day, and he sees huge gains. Then you got Vegeta, who's like the opposite. He goes all out. He goes all hard every single day, and he doesn't see very many gains. He does see some gains. You will see some gains doing that, but you won't get the full. You won't get the full meal ticket there. So yeah, and you're just tearing up your muscles when you're doing that. Especially if you're doing this. If you're doing low reps, high weight, and you're doing that every single day, oh man, no, no, do not do that. Do not do that. And so you're gonna want a routine that hits pretty much every single major muscle group. So you got your, I guess I can like list them. So I can list my routine, perhaps. I might not do that today, go into like my routine, but I think I'll do that at some point. Okay. So you got your abs. So abs, I'm gonna say this. Abs, if you're doing like sit-ups and stuff, just sit-ups, you can actually do that like every single day. That counts as like an endurance exercise because it's very low intensity. You can just keep doing sit-ups all day long, Well, at least for me, like sit-ups are really easy because I'm just a strong guy, I guess. But what I do is I don't do the same types of sit-ups every single day. So I'm not going to do like 3 sets. So what I do is I do 3 sets of 50 sit-ups. And I do like a real sit-up. So a real sit-up is where you put your chest straight up. Like here's your, let me draw. Here's your legs. Like here's your legs. Here's your chest. Here's your head. Oh man. And anyway, you put your chest like straight up. It goes straight up. Some people want to curl it up, right? They want to curl up to their knees. So you'll put your feet. So you'll have your you'll put your feet under something, like something that will hold your feet down. Your knees are slightly bent. And you won't come all the way up to your knees like this and touch your chest to your knees. That is something that you can do. But I've found that the best thing to do is just to go straight up. And that gets your top 2 abs. Your abs have like 3. There's like 3 of them, right? So you have a 6-pack. So this gets the top 4 of your 6-pack. To get the bottom 2, you'll do leg lifts. So you'll be lying down and you just lift your legs in the air like that. And just repetitively do that. Put your hands by your side and just lift your legs in the air. And it'll get the bottom ab, And so you can trade off, like you can do these, and then while you're resting from these, you can do these, and you could trade off. Actually, I wouldn't recommend that. I would actually recommend doing these, then doing these, and then taking a rest. Because when you do these, you're not just hitting the bottom ones, you're also getting the top ones a little bit, and you really do need to rest those. So anyway, these are 2 different exercises that can hit your abs. These are like, this is an exercise going straight up. That's an exercise that like pro swimmers will do. And that's how they get like a very strong core. And yeah, the sort of granny sit-ups where you go all the way up and like touch your chest to your legs, you can do those too. I think that like gets the full package. I just don't think they're as good, in my opinion. So abs, again, is a workout that you can do like every single day. But what I do is I do different types of abs. So I'll do this type of abs on one day. And then the next day I'll do the same thing, but I'll do less. I'll do it like much less. And that's because I'm using that day as like a primer. It's like a preview of the day when I do the main course, when I do all 3 sets. So here's what I'll do. I'll do 1 set of these sit-ups. I'll do 1 set, 1 by 50. And then the next day I'll do 3 by 50. And so this is just keeping me primed. Keeping me, making sure my abs get a little bit of work done every single day. And then the third day, I'll do 3x50 side abs. Side abs. So these are side abs. And that's getting... So the side abs are not actually very important for your strength or your stability, but they do make you look good. They're like more of an appearance thing. And so I mostly want like strength and stability. That's what I'm going for. But I do want a little bit of like appearance too. So that's why I do the side abs, just to get the, the V cut thing going on. Yeah. So side abs, you'll just lie with your legs like this, and you'll be on your side. You put your arms out like this, kind of like a sleeping position almost. And then you'll just go up. Not all the way, but... And you'll feel this, once you do them a lot, you'll feel it on the side of you. And you can actually see them flexing. And so you want to flex those muscles. So you'll just find a position that really hits those muscles, or not a position, a stroke or a sit-up that really hits that package of muscles right there. And that's your side abs. And that'll also get like the V cut at your waistline, people like that. So abs, again, I'm just going to say this, for me at least, are so easy that I can do them every single day, and it's like an endurance workout. It's not like straining my muscles. I don't need to rest. My muscles don't feel like they're filled with lactic acid afterward. They're not all like tired. Okay. And so for your chest, what you're going to do is either bench press. You can do a bench press. And so the important thing with bench press, but you can also do push-ups. That sort of gets your abs too. So bench press, you need absolute... Look at this guy. This is such a bad drawing. Well, I tried, you guys. Here's this guy. He's lying down on the bench. All right, here's the bench. Yeah, I'm not the best artist. So the important thing with bench press is you need a spotter. You cannot do bench press without a spotter. So a spotter is a guy that stands behind the bar and catches it if it falls. You need a spotter. People die in bench press if they don't have a spotter. I'm not kidding. Like, people have died doing this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need a spotter. So with bench press, you want to start, if you're like new to the exercise, you want to start really easy. You want to start like with weight that feels like it's way too easy for you. And you can build, and then every time you do it, you stack on more weight until you kind of reach where you feel like your maximum is. And that's just getting your body ready, because bench press is a highly, highly intensive exercise. You are shredding your muscles when you're doing this. It is super intensive. And so, like, even if you could do it on your first day, let's say it's your first day doing the exercise, you can do high weight and you can do it fine. You can do like, I don't know, 100, 200 pounds. You can do like 10 of them. 200 pounds, you feel super strong. Guess what? 3 days later, when you come back, you're not doing 200 pounds. You're not doing 200 pounds. You're doing, if you try to do 200 pounds, your muscles feel like they're like burnt, they feel like crispy. And then they just collapse on you. So in order to find the weight that's suited for you, it's better to start low and then build it up over time. And believe me, you'll reach the weight that's right for you soon enough. Put on like an extra 10 or 25 pounds every day. And so when you start the bench press, before your first set, you always want to do some reps with the bar alone. There's just bar reps. Everyone does that, and that's getting your form right, because you want it to hit the center of your chest. Your arms need to be out to the side, right? Your arms need to be coming directly out to the side, like this, and the bar has to hit the center of your chest, right between your arms, like above your nipples, like kind of by your solar plexus, and then it has to go back up, right? So you need you need the proper form when you're doing this. It's super, super important. That's why we do bar reps. You got to do a few of those. Just do 5 or 6 of those, whatever. Just to get yourself primed for the exercise. Then when you do the exercise, depending on how you're going, again, what I would do is I would do very low weight, very high reps. And so you can also do decline bench, right? Where you're like folded backwards. And here's like the bar. So this is like a side view, and here's where you're laying, right? And here's like the bar, and you're pushing up on the bar. But the point is that you're declined. And that's hitting like the bottom of your chest. Like, here's your chest here. It's hitting like the bottom area. And so guys who want like a cut chest, they want that really cut look, they prefer these because it's getting like the bottom area. So it's getting you like a cut, a very strong discrepancy between your pecs and your abs. So that's good for that. And then another one you can do is incline bench. That's where you're the other way. You're like leaning upward. And here's your body. And here's the bar. Incline bench. And that's getting the top of your abs. It's getting like this. Or not your abs, your chest, your pecs. Getting like the top area. And this is actually kind of important when it comes to like lifting. It's actually, I've heard just through the grapevine that this is more important than regular bench. Like these muscles are more important than just a normal bench press. Like the top of your pecs are actually like a little bit more important. I've just heard that. I don't know how true that is. That's just like wisdom. Yeah. But you don't have to do bench press. You can also do these like, they have like the machine where you, that like goes out to the side, right? And you do this sort of thing, and then you like put your arms on these. You're sitting in the middle, so here's you. You put your arms on these, and then you like bring them inward, right? And that gets your chest pretty well. It's a different motion. It's kind of, it feels like it's working your chest in a different way, but it just hits the muscle. So I was doing that a little bit because getting access to the bench in the gym is often hard. There's so many guys fighting over it, and some of them are really big. They're not messing around. So sometimes I do this just because I want to get my workout done like every single day, and I can't afford to wait in line. I've got things to do. So, but these days what I prefer is just push-ups. And so there's many different types of push-ups you can do, actually. You can do like, I'm going to turn my, dang it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, my tool options, I couldn't like reduce the size of my pen because they were missing, but I'll just do it now. So, there's one push-up you can do where your arms are like to the side like this. Kind of like this. So here's your body. Your arms are like to the side. And this one mainly works like your triceps. And you can do these really fast. They're like pistons. You can just go up, down, up, down, up, down really fast. And I'm not very good at those. In my personal opinion, it's better for people with like a smaller or more like a gymnast body type, guys who are good at like flips and kicks and stuff like that. They're like gymnasts. They seem to be really good at this one. I was never good at that one. But that's one you could do. That one doesn't really get your chest that well. It does a little bit, but I would not recommend those. Another one you can do is just putting your hands like in a diamond shape. Like, so these are your thumbs. These are your thumbs, and this is like your fingers here. And you put your hand in a diamond shape. Like that. And so your hands are like really close into the center of your chest. And you can push up and down. And this one's really, really hard. These are really hard. I don't even know what they're called. I think they're just called diamond push-ups or something. I think the military does them. I'm not sure what muscle they work. I just know that they're extremely difficult. I don't do these. The one that I do is just literally just I put my my fist down. So rather than being on my hands like this, I'm on my fist. So I curl up my fist and I put it down. And so my fist is on the ground. And then I'll go, my arms are shoulder width. So my arms are like literally shoulder width. So here's my shoulders. Here's my head. My arms will be shoulder width, pointed down. And I'll just go up, down, up, down. And that really works just your chest. And so I can feel it in my chest when I do those. So yeah, that's what I typically do. And I think it's a good chest workout. And the reason I do these is because I don't always want to go into the gym. Because going into the gym takes a long time. You have to like drive or bike there. And it just takes a long time. It's a long time out of your day. So in lieu of these workouts, I would just do bodyweight exercises. So I'll typically just do push-ups. And I can do like 20 of them before I fatigue. I do like 3 sets of 20. I think at one point I was doing like 25, like 3 sets of 25. I might get back to that eventually, because I'm building up right now. I'm still building up. So my goal would be like 3 sets of 25. And it's a very strenuous exercise, especially for someone with my body type, my body type is very, very tall. Very tall and very, a little bit like limber. So a little bit like slender, but not thin. I'm not thin, but yeah. So tall and like lean. Yeah. So for my body type, push-ups are just very difficult. Some guys are really good at them. They could just do thousands, but that's a good chest workout. But you also want one for your shoulders. And people just have all sorts of exercises for their shoulders. You could do just like sitting down. I'll get a new layer here. So you could just be sitting down in like a chair. Here's your legs. And just bring like this, and then bring the weights. So here's your weights. I don't know how to, and just bring them straight up, and then straight down again. And you have to control the descent. So you don't like let them fall through gravity. You control the descent, and you control it back up and back down and back up and back down. And that really gets the top of your shoulders. It really gets like the top of your shoulders. Another one you can do is if you're just standing straight, here's your head. You keep your arms to your side, you get your weight, and then you just bring it straight up. And that tends to get like the front of your shoulders. It gets like the front area. So it's a little bit of a different muscle group. I mean, it's the same muscle group, but it's a little bit of a different targeting. It targets different parts of it. This one targets like the front of your shoulders. This one targets like the main bulk of your shoulder. And so these are ones that I will do. There's other exercises that you can do. There's like machines in the gym that specialize in your shoulders. Like you can do all sorts of, typically you'll have like, I never like use them though. These are the ones that I would use. These are the ones that I would do. I think there's a machine that like comes overhead, and you can like, so you're sitting down and you're like pressing up like that, you know. There's machines like that where you're like sitting down actually in the machine. There's machines like that. Work your shoulders. So you got shoulders, chest, abs. I would strongly recommend your triceps. And biceps are important, but they're mostly important for showing off. You know, they're very impressive looking. They're a big muscle. But actually, triceps are a little bit more important of a muscle when it comes to just your fitness and your ability as a human being to to interact with the world. Your triceps are a little bit more important. So biceps, what you can do is you can just do curls. So you keep your arm at like a right angle. You got your weights here, and you bring them straight up. And the key is, see this? This is your upper arm, right? This is your forearm. You do not move your upper arm. Your upper arm stays vertical. So the way you could cheat is you can bring your upper arm like out a little bit as you lift. And in that case, you're utilizing your shoulder muscle to help you out, to assist you. No, you don't want to do that. You want to only use your bicep. And if you're cheating, if you find yourself cheating, your weight is too high. Your weight is too high. You need to use lower weights. Guys just don't want to use lower weights. They're prideful. They're prideful. And they just will not use less weight. They always want to use the max weight that they can conceivably use. But no, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care if there's a cute girl looking at you. You have to use the weight that's appropriate for you. No showing off. You use the weight that's appropriate for you, and you get the gains. You can show off with the gains. You don't need to show off with the weight. Don't do this weird side-to-side motion where you're cheating. Use the weight that's appropriate for you. If it's 25 pounds, it's 25 pounds. That's it. Deal with it. You're using 25 pounds. Who cares if it's low? If it looks unimpressive compared to the guy next to you. No, you're doing it well. You're doing it right. You're using the right motion, and you're getting the gains. That's the important thing. So for triceps, one thing that you can do for triceps is there's different things that you can do. One thing that you can do is pullbacks. So what you'll do is you'll position yourself like this. You'll hang your arm down. Or sorry, your arm will be, hold on. Let me just get rid of some of this. So you'll be down like this. One arm is like bracing you. And this arm is the one that you're working. And so you'll bring your arm back. Here's your forearm. And then you'll just bring your forearm up. And you want this to be a right angle. Like, you don't want to bring your forearm too far, or your upper arm too far up or too far down. It needs to be straight with your body. And it goes up and down, up and down. You want it perfect right angle. And then, if I could draw the same thing again. So you're in the same pose, but this time your arm is all the way back. And here's the weight. Man, my drawing sucks. Yeah, so at some point I'm going to do a stream where I have like a proper tutorial on all of these exercises. Today's a little bit more of a ramble because I was in a rush. Yeah. This is getting your tricep. Another thing that you can do is dips. So in this case, you'll be like this. You'll have your legs propped up on like a bench or something. Your arms down on another bench, and then you just lower down and go back up, and go back up again. And this is working your triceps. So you'll bend your arms back like this. So your arms will bend back like this. And this is getting your triceps. So these are two exercises that you can do. Pullbacks and dips for your triceps. They also have machines in the gym, of course. So one that I liked was like the dangling rope with these like balls on the end. And what you do is you just bring them back. So you grab the rope right here, right, with your fist, and your arm is at like a right angle, and then you'll just bring them back to your sides, to your hips. You'll bring the rope, you'll open the rope and bring it down to your hips, and then let it go back. And just do that back and forth. And you want to control the descent at all times. So, like, here's the rope dangling in front of you. Here you are. You're grabbing the rope right here, and you're bringing it to your side. So actually, hold on. Let me get a new. So here's the rope dangling. You're standing here as a man. Here's your arm goes down to your side, and it grabs the rope here, and you'll bring it to your hip, just straight down. You won't go to the side, you'll go straight down. You'll bring it to your hip, and then you'll control the descent and let it go back. And you'll do that, and that gets your triceps too. There's other workouts. Everyone has their own workout that they like. But yeah, it's triceps. So one that is looks pretty good and is also very useful is your, what do they call it? Your traps. So that's like this muscle here. Your like shoulders, like going up to your neck. If you want like a thick neck, working your traps is important. And so the way you'll do that is you'll have a bar. You'll hold a bar in front of you, and then you'll just bring it straight up. You just like lift it straight up your body. So you're holding it shoulder width. You're holding it 2 places, shoulder width, and then you'll stand perfectly straight. Perfectly straight. You know, you don't want to arch your back at all. And then you'll just lift straight up. Literally like straight up. With your arms to the side. Your arms bending like this way. And that gets your traps. And I tend to do like high reps, but yeah, you can do, if you want big bulky traps, you know. There's a variety of back workouts that you can do. Let me see. Am I missing something? No, I don't think so. So there's a variety of back workouts you can do. One that gets your lower back is just dolphin dips. So you'll lay flat on the floor, and then you'll just bring your legs up at the same time bringing your head up. So you're looking like it looks kind of like you look kind of dumb doing it, but you know, just be a Chad. You'll be fine. Nobody will think you're dumb when you're doing it. You bring your arms up above your head like this, and then you just lift your entire front of your body upward. Lift your legs up. Maybe you want to be wearing like heavy shoes while you do this, so it just increases the difficulty a little bit. And this just gets your lower back, builds up a big, strong lower back. So your back is technically part of your core, right? Your abs are part of your core. Your back, especially like your lower back and your like mid back, also counts as like your core. It helps stabilize you when you stand up straight. So you're not like hunched over, you're not like tired, you're stable, you're strong, you're like a tree. It's part of your core, you know. It's important. Another thing that you can do is putting your knee on like a bench with your other leg straight. Here's the bench. So one arm is bracing you, and then this arm is holding a weight. And you'll just, let me see, you pull the weight like up, like straight up. Your arm bends to the side. Your arm bends like out this way. You pull the weight straight up. And this gets like your mid back. Yeah. These ones are a little bit difficult to do properly. You really have to feel out the muscle that you're working. You need to feel the muscle flexing and intentionally flex it. You got to hit that muscle. It's a little bit difficult. And then the final one that I would do would be your upper back. And your upper back is where you lean over. It's like this one, except instead of standing straight, you're standing a little bit leaned over. You hold a bar, and then you just bring it straight up to your chest, and that gets your upper back. So instead of standing straight and pulling the weight straight up to your chin, this one you'll lean over a little bit. And you'll always have to, do not do this one with high weight. So when it comes to back exercises, I want to leave a huge disclaimer, is that like slipping a disc in your back is like the worst thing you can do. That'll ruin you for life. There is no real good cure for that. So please be careful with back workouts. Always use proper form. Always be extra careful to use less weight than you think you need. If you think you can do 200, turn it down to 180. Use less weight, okay? You don't want to strain your back. You don't want to go all out when it comes to your back. Your back is just, it's just to stabilize you. It's just to, you can get a strong back, and that's nice, but maybe that's important for like a pitcher or something, to have like a really strong back. But or like a swimmer maybe. But don't go all out when it comes to back workouts. Just be safe. Be safe. That's the important thing. Do not mess up your back. It'll trouble you for the rest of your life. Be very, very cautious. Use perfect form, So now these are like weight workouts that you can do. This hits almost every single muscle group. There's other ones that you can do, but like another one that I would recommend is pull-ups. So pull-ups is perhaps the only exercise that I'm not able to do that I want to do, because there isn't a convenient pull-up bar around me. And so pull-ups, you just hang there, put your hand over the bar, like over the top, about shoulder width, and then just, you want to be hanging completely, free hanging, with your legs not touching the ground. That's difficult for me, by the way. And then just pull yourself up to your chest is even with the bar. And you can also do like underhand pull-ups, where like you're gripping the bar from the other side for like underhand. Those work a little bit of a different muscle. Overhand pull-ups are the proper way to do it though. Overhand. And so pull-ups, they work your chest. So like they work your chest and a little bit of your back. It's like they work your chest and a little bit of your back. Mainly though, a good pull-up workout will actually work your like these muscles here. So you get like a wide V shape, like for your torso. Yeah. A little bit. And so there's also like pull downs that you can do in the gym, where like you're standing in the gym and you have like a bar. You'll reach out and grab it with straight arms, and then you just push the bar down. And that gets like that muscle there, that like V-shaped muscle, guys who have that, they have like the very nice V shape. I don't really have that so much, and it's a disappointment. It's because I don't have access. It's not an exercise that I can do without either access to a gym or access to a pull-up bar, and I don't really have easy access to those things. So sadly, this is one of the muscle groups that I'm not hitting in my routine. And it's a muscle group that's a little bit more important, again, for like gymnast type people, to be able to pull themselves up, to be like on top of something, or be able to like push their body around. It's a very important muscle for like climbing and stuff. So I don't really have that one so much, unfortunately, but pull-ups are a great exercise. The unfortunate thing is they also do work your chest. And typically workouts that work only a single muscle group are preferred, so that because you only want to work the same muscle group once every 3 days, right? Or once every, 2 days if you're like a super expert at that muscle group, but generally once every like 3 days. So a workout that hits like 2 muscle groups is unfortunate, because you're working a muscle group you don't necessarily want to work that day. So, yeah. Pull-ups, I guess, are not the best. These would be better for those, I think they're called your lats. Your lats, or whatever they're called. I forget what they're called. And I could talk more specifically about cardio exercises. So I would just go over a little bit of that. I could go into way bigger detail on this, but basically you have 2 energy systems. One is your aerobic system, and one is your anaerobic system. So once again, you can like run every single day. So cardio is working your heart. Cardio actually refers to heart in Greek or something. So the primary muscle that you're working is your heart. And cardio exercises burn lots of calories. So weightlifting workouts don't burn that many calories. They burn, maybe like 20 calories. A cardio workout will burn hundreds and hundreds of calories. This is how you lose weight. You do cardio. That's how you lose weight. That's how you stay in shape. You get a powerful heart. And it's way more important than you think. A lot of guys neglect their heart, and they run out of gas, they run out of steam. When you have a powerful heart, you're so powerful. Like, you're so strong. You can climb a mountain without stopping. You can You can just keep going and going and going without stopping. Nothing stops you. And you're just like in a fist fight or something, the guy with better cardio is going to have an advantage. He's going to be dodging and ducking, and he's going to be overmastering the other guy, even if he's a little bit weaker. He just outlasts him. So cardio is important. It's your engine. It's the engine that drives the machine. So you have two energy systems here when it comes to cardio. Your aerobic and your anaerobic. Your anaerobic system is for short bursts. It's what sprinters use, or like sprinting swimmers. It's what they use. And this generates lactic acid. It uses a different process. It doesn't process oxygen. It processes I forget what it is. It's like phosphate, or it uses something else other than oxygen. And it generates lactic acid. And the lactic acid is highly toxic to your muscles. So it'll actually burn your muscles. It'll irritate your muscles when they're full of lactic acid. And it hurts. You feel it. Your muscle is in pain. It's actually degrading the muscle a little bit, I think, when you have a ton of lactic acid in there. So it's actually a little bit harmful to the muscle, as far as I know. But it's how you can sprint. It's how you can, you can literally hold your breath when you sprint, right? You don't need oxygen to do that. Well, that's because you're using a different energy system that produces lactic acid. And anaerobic means without oxygen, without air. In Greek, without oxygen. This means oxygen. So aerobic is your oxygen energy system, and this is what a long distance runner will use. And so with oxygen, you can just keep going forever because there's oxygen in the air. You can just keep going forever. You can run 50 miles, 100 miles. You never have to rest. You can just keep going forever. Anaerobic, you have to rest. You can only build up so much lactic acid, and it takes days to get it back out of the muscle. In fact, you might need to push on the muscle a little bit, massage the muscle a little bit to get the lactic acid out. And yeah. Aerobic, this is building up a big aerobic base is extremely important when it comes to any sort of endurance athlete. It's all about your aerobics. And so there's a transition between your aerobic energy system and your anaerobic energy system. And that's a certain level of workout called a threshold workout. That's right when you're on the border of going anaerobic. You're still using the aerobic energy system, but you're right on the border of going anaerobic. And it's a super painful place to be, generally. It's called your threshold. So I can just draw a line to represent that, your threshold. So so for example, there's let's say you're a runner. There's a certain speed, which is your threshold speed, right before you go anaerobic, and you can feel it. You can feel it start to happen. And it's super painful to be there, at the threshold, because you're kind of dipping under the threshold and then back over and then under. And so you're kind of activating this energy system a little bit. Super painful. It just hurts so much. Yeah. And so generally what you want to do is build up a huge aerobic base. Your aerobic, building up at a huge aerobic base, it's so important for your general health as a human being, for just everything. It'll help you live longer. You'll just feel better. You feel so good doing this. And so you always want to be building up a huge aerobic base. And then what you do is you cut your distance or your mileage or your how much you're doing, and then you start getting a little bit more anaerobic, later in the season. And when you start doing that, that's when you get super fast. It's a sprinter is going to want a huge aerobic base, and then he's going to want to cut his mileage and then start getting anaerobic. And anaerobic relies on having, it more relies on your muscular power too. You're activating that fast twitch muscle. Those fast twitch muscles, you're getting all anaerobic. you need more power in your muscles. This, you don't need as much power in your muscles. It's mostly about the strength and size of your heart muscle. This one is less about the heart muscle. It's more about just your physical power. And so this threshold, you can actually lower the threshold. Not by much, as far as I understand, but you can lower it. So like Kenyan runners, as far as I know, have a very, very low like anaerobic threshold. So they can actually do like, what is it, like 540 pace, 520 pace or something, without even being anaerobic. They're aerobic at like 520 pace, and that's insane. Like that's actually insane. Like, oh my god, like they could do a marathon at 520 pace without stopping. You couldn't do that if you were going aerobic. If you're going anaerobic, I mean, it'd be literally impossible. Once you activate the anaerobic system, you have like, maybe a minute or two before you're out of gas, and you literally need to stop. So lowering your anaerobic threshold by doing threshold workouts, it's an interesting idea that a lot of coaches try to do, try to get that threshold down. I don't know if it works. I don't know if they know how to do it very well. I think it's more of like a theory or a meme, but yeah, those like threshold workouts that they make you do, yeah, it's like a theory. It's just like a common wisdom that coaches have that might not correspond necessarily to reality. Yeah. So that's basically, cardio is very important. Again, I want to stress this. You can do it every single day, especially if you're staying aerobic. You can do this every single day. You don't have to take days off. In fact, you shouldn't take days off. If you take days off, you're going to be super, it's like you're hitting speed bumps. You're setting up speed bumps for yourself. You want to get stronger every single day. You want to get your heart to develop every single day. If you take days off, you feel so bad when you come back. You feel like absolute garbage. And you actually can get like hurt because your body isn't getting used to the exercise. It's like you're starting your first day every single 3 days is your first day. And so you're repeating your first day over and over. You're not developing. You need to do this every single day, and then you'll develop. And if you stay aerobic, you'll feel yourself getting stronger every single day. But don't do like a lifting workout every single day. That would kill you. But for running, yeah, or swimming, or biking, or rowing, or whatever it is, climbing, yeah, you can do that every day, as long as you're staying mostly aerobic. Yeah. And you have the muscular strength for it, you know. You got to build up a little bit of muscular strength. You know, it doesn't rely on muscular strength. It's mostly about your heart, but yeah, you can use a little bit of muscular strength. Anyway, I'm gonna close it up. So as far as today's stream, I'm actually a little bit disappointed. I thought it would be more. I thought I would ramble a little bit less. I rambled a little bit too much. I went into like side corridors of conversation a little bit too much. What I'm really good at, and what I should do really in the future, is create a real tutorial, an actual like in-depth tutorial that like references scientific papers and like actual, you know, literature and Google results on like how to do these properly, and show like diagrams and stuff. That's my ambition. I need to create an actual tutorial. Today was just a ramble, and although I enjoy rambling and it's very easy to do a ramble, I shouldn't rely on doing rambles. Today I was pressed for time, so I did a ramble. In the future, I want to do an actual tutorial, and that'll be my goal. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself today, but yeah, I was just running short on time. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of math recently. I mean, I guess I shouldn't talk about math on the workout stream, right? Talk about my workouts. As far as my workouts go, I'm doing well, you know. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm just keeping it at a consistent level every single day. I'm not really not pushing myself too hard. Maybe I should start doing that though. I've been thinking about that. I need to like add more weight, turn up the difficulty a little. It's getting a little bit too easy. Well, I can just do push-ups for days now, It's just getting a little bit too easy. I also need to drop my weight a little bit. I'm a little bit like overweight right now. Not super overweight. I'm just like a couple pounds. It'd be nice to get down to like a real like good athletic weight again. And so I need to cut some calories. And that's no trouble. It's just when you're cutting weight, you do have to turn down the difficulty of your exercises a little bit, because you don't have as much blood sugar to work with. You can convert fat into blood sugar and use your fat reserves. And that's kind of the goal of losing weight, is to do that. But that is a slow process. It's like a slow conversion. And it depends on your level of metabolism. If you have a high metabolism, that process of converting fat, it goes fast. And so you can literally just live off your fat reserves. You don't even need to eat if you have a high metabolism. But it still is a little bit painful, and anyway. So I'm in pretty good shape. I'm not in the best shape ever, but I'll get there. Give me like a month or two. Get in really good shape again. I'm in like I would say my shape right now would be like 6 out of 10. Of course, I'm talking not in like a general sense. Like compared to other people, I'd be like a 10 out of 10. Compared to like the average guy on the street, I'm like a 10 out of 10. But I mean, as far as compared to my own maximum, compared to like where I could be as an athlete, I'm like at a 6 out of 10 right now. Yeah. So I'll keep working at it. Every single day. Consistent effort every single day. That's the key. That's how you do it. Can't skip days. No off days. No cheat days. Gotta do it every single day without fail. And that's what I did today, right? That's why I was late for the stream. That's what you gotta do too. Alright, well, I'm gonna sign off. So see you next time.